Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. In this video, I'm going to show you a really good way to cut Plexiglass using a jigsaw, something that you don't need to invest a bunch of money on to cut a perfect shape on your Plexiglass. Now, first I'm going to show you my application on what I need it for. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to get it done and get it perfectly cut. So what I needed a Plexiglass for is for a custom tail light. You can see that this side already got done. I still have the other side that I'm working on. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to cut your Plexiglass. So basically I cut a larger piece and then I push it in, and of course I use epoxy to epoxy from the inside. You can see how well it looks in this application. We're going to walk over to my shop, and then we'll show you how to cut these Plexiglass to fit this shape. So first thing first, in any project you should cut out a template first before you start cutting your Plexiglass. So in this application I cut two of these, and since they're not identical, they're a little bit different in the shape. I have to number them 3 and 4 so I know which one it is. And of course, I transfer a template into Plexiglass. And you can see that I chose the longest edge being on the outside. That minimizes the amount of cuts that I need to do. So now is the time to get this cut. Now the trick is, now I've seen other people putting this on top of another piece of plywood, and then they're gonna cut the plywood along with this. And then that means you gotta go get a piece of plywood and rooting it. In my application, I'm going to do this without any plywood, without any clamps, nothing. You just hold it with your hand and you're going to cut this. And so you have one of those work tables, just have a gap about this big right here. I'd say about 3/4 of an inch or something like that. And you're going to use your jigsaw to run through it. So the jigsaw blade's going to stick in to this gap right here, and then you're just going to push it forward to what your application is. Let's say I'm starting out with that. I'm just going to run it along, make sure that it stays somewhat centered, and then you cut through. And then as you're done cutting to this point, you're just going to rotate and cut it along the slot again. So the point is, you gotta have supports on both sides down here so your Plexiglass doesn't get bent too much. If it does, and then it'll start chipping and it'll break. So as long as you have solid base material down there to support it, you should be able to cut a really nice cut. And I'm gonna show you how this gets done. It's not too bad at all. just like that, you get this beautiful cut. And you can see that this edge is not completely straight. There's a little bulge up here that I didn't cut it straight. So I went in and I run the blade parallel to it, and I already took out most of it. So this is straight enough for my application because I don't need it to be perfect. This corner right here might be a problem, so I might have to come in and trim that a little bit. But guess what? I'm gonna go and try it out on my application and see if it fit. If it doesn't, I'll come back. And it's really easy. You don't even need to have a sander or anything like that. You just use a jigsaw and just run the blade parallel to it and just have it bite just a little bit in, just enough to remove about 1/16 of an inch on your path, and it still do it without chipping anything. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention before is with this kind of jigsaw, you need to have a Plexiglass. Let's see if I can get the pointer way up. So, not sure you can see it. It will say right on the plate here, it's for Plexiglass. So you gotta go and get yourself one. These are in Amazon. You can get them anywhere, really, the hardware store. Just make sure you get the Plexiglass jigsaw cutting blade. You use any of the other blades, it's just gonna chip your Plexiglass. These are specially designed to remove all the big chips and make it cut perfectly. Well, I hope the video is helpful for you on your own project. Now you're interested on building cars, you should check out the Super Hog Humvee project I'm working on. I got over 50 episodes on that. On my channel, you can check out and see what truck look like. I'm in the process of building it, and it probably will be done 3-4 months from now. I appreciate you guys tuning in to KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.